Hey everyone, nice to meet you. I see a few of you are in the room. I'm Lizzie Mack and I am the Director of Talent and Creator Marketing at Creatively, and I'm joined by our amazing CEO, Greg Gitrich. Greg, would you like to say hi?
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Thanks for spending this hour with Lizzie and me. I apologize that my video is off, but my internet connection's a bit unstable. Lizzie is going to spend most of today's hour to walk you all through how to set up a portfolio to find work, and then she and I will take turns answering questions that you all might have. I'm going to hand it back to Lizzie real quick, but before I do, just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the CEO of Creatively, as Lizzie mentioned. Our community is 125,000 creatives, which is amazing, and 600 plus brands. And I've spent my career the last 10 to 15 years hiring creatives across many different industries. So NBC Universal and Showtime, producing content for Snapchat, working on radio stations for Sirius, events, everything you can imagine. And I'll hand it back to Lizzie. She can tell you a little bit more about herself and about Creatively. And then we're looking forward to spending this time with you. So ask any questions that you want in the Q&A, and we'll keep an eye out and make sure we get to them all.
Yes, please feel free to hit the Q&A button to drop any questions you may have, or feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll be sure to answer as many as we can before the end of our session. But going back to Greg's note, just a little bit about my background. My entire background, I realize, is in experiential marketing, specifically on the agency side, and I've worn a couple different hats at the various agencies I've been at. So I've been on the account management team, being the liaison for clients. I've also been on the production side, so actually producing events, managing budgets, and I've also been a creative strategist. So I've kind of run the gamut in terms of the experiential marketing world. And I joined the Creatively team this past March. So I'm literally looking forward to walking you guys through the platform and telling you a bit more about Creatively. But first things first, some background on what the heck Creatively is and also how we came about. So Creatively is just shy of a year old. We launched on Cinco de Mayo of last year with an initial launch plan for September of 2020. But then, of course, as we all know, the pandemic came around and really shook up the industry, and we realized that we could really help creatives find opportunities with jobs now. So we ended up bumping up our launch date to May and have been rolling ever since. And as Greg mentioned, our community has now grown since that time to 125,000 different creatives in our community. We also have a couple hundred brands on the platform, as well as a couple hundred job opportunities specifically for the creative community. And when we say creatives, I know that sometimes can sound a little vague, but we mean anything from, of course, fashion design to creative writing, to painting, to murals, anything that ultimately is a creative field. So know that you guys are all welcome there, and we'd love to have you join our community. And just to give you guys a little bit more background, Creatively was started by Stacey Bendet, who is the founder of the fashion brand Alice and Olivia. And of course, being the founder of a fashion brand, she's had to do several campaigns, photo shoots, work directly with designers, of course, and bringing all those different campaigns to life. And she was frustrated with how hard it was to find the right creative talent for these various roles that she was hiring in. She was, going into Instagram and having to DM people, but unsure if it's being seen or addressed, and also going on LinkedIn, which ultimately proved essentially useless for people who specialize in visual mediums, and also just going into the black hole of emails. And so she knew that there had to be a better way. And that is how the idea of Creatively was born. So I would describe Creatively as the job platform for creatives. And I'm going to steal a line that Greg always says, which is Creatively is very much like LinkedIn and Instagram had a baby. We kind of took and streamlined some of our favorite features from LinkedIn in terms of job opportunities, and Instagram in terms of the community that you can build and the ability to find inspiration easily and connect with one another, and rolled them all into one for Creatively. What I'm going to walk you guys through is our website that is totally free for you guys to register and sign up. But I also wanted to call out that we have an iOS app that is also free if you guys would prefer to use Creatively via mobile. But both share the same features so that you'll easily be able to network, connect, and find jobs in both places. So know that that is available for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can show you guys Creatively. All right. All right, so this is our homepage. So after you've signed up and registered, you've indicated what creative fields that you have for your expertise. This is the landing page. So I'm going to take you guys through some of the key tabs up here in the upper left that really drive your experience, as well as show you guys a couple great examples of creative profiles and how to find amazing opportunities on Creatively. So I think the first thing that at least I noticed when I was first shown Creatively is just how clean and simple and intuitive Creatively is in terms of design. It's not nearly as busy as LinkedIn, and it's really, the focus really draws you to the actual feed to see creative work. So what you'll also notice is a large banner here, and we'll actually go into this in a little bit, but we make key announcements on the platform through banners, both in the app and on the web. So we have a really cool initiative. We partnered with the CFDA. We'll have Greg walk you guys through it, but it's super exciting. It's specifically for the fashion world and fashion professionals, with the goal of creating diverse, equitable, and inclusive opportunities in fashion, specifically for the Black and Brown community. So we'll dive into how amazing that is and ways that you guys can get involved shortly. But going back to the following tab, which is where we're starting. We have two sub-tabs here, one being for you. And this is, I mentioned you sign up and you have to select what your creative disciplines are. So mine are event related, of course, but also creative strategy, brand strategy. And when I registered with that, it actually creates an algorithm that pushes content that I would be interested in based on that, as well as some curated picks from our team. So I'm sure, as you can tell, it's very intuitive, and it feels familiar in terms of Instagram. We have high res, amazing imagery that has a fixed width, but not a fixed height. And we also allow for videos up to 3 minutes and up to 4K in quality. And to engage with other creatives, you can easily hover over and see a little bit of the information that they provided about the work. You can also endlessly scroll and keep on finding new creative work. And you're also able to see these tags that I keep mentioning as well. They can indicate what skill sets they've used for this specific project. And you're also able to share really easily work that inspires you or interests you, as well as like. So I liked this asset here from Friend and Nemesis, which is a hairstylist and photography duo. And if you click in, you're able to learn a lot more about the creative and see their portfolio. So they've chosen the photographer tag. And as you can see here, this is their larger project related to this image. So I'm able to see a lot more of what they do. And if I wanted to, I can also send them a direct message and, of course, follow them so that I can stay in the know about any new updates and projects they may have. So that is the For You sub tab. And then we also have another tab here that says Following. So that is very similar to your Instagram homepage in the sense that it is explicitly those who you've chosen to follow. So these are some of the creatives that I follow. And I really, really love this tab because it really helps, again, just stay in the know of the people that I admire and what new projects they're doing. Like Vin, for example, I just found out he did some incredible store windows for Saks Fifth Avenue. So I reached out recently and just wanted to congratulate him and stay in touch that way. So it's a really great way to stay in the know and keep some key trends top of mind. Moving over to Discover. This is also one of my, I guess I shouldn't say that every single one is my favorite, but like, honestly, it kind of is. So the Discover tab does exactly that. It helps you discover new creatives beyond the algorithm and beyond the people that you immediately follow. So here you'll see an arrow, and that indicates some of the top trending tags on the platform currently. So say you're looking for inspiration or you're looking for a collaborator for an upcoming project or shoot, you can easily find them based on the tags. And we have well over a couple hundred different discipline tags. And of course, if there's one that you don't see when you sign up, please feel free to let us know. We welcome and crave feedback from our community to continue to finesse creatively. So please feel free to share that with us. You can do so at feedback@creatively.life via email. And we'll provide that in the chat a little bit later for you guys if you have any questions or again want to add any tags or provide any feedback. But back to my point, if you are looking for a collaborator or just again finding inspiration, let's say I'm looking for a photographer, I can click that and it'll aggregate all of the incredible photographers that we have on the platform who've utilized this tag. So it's a really great way, again, to connect with others that you may not have otherwise been exposed to or connected with. And occasionally we also have specific curated lists as well. So the one that we're featuring right now is the Impact Talent Directory. So these are creatives on the platform who've signed up for the Impact Initiative, and their work is aggregated here and featured in a beautiful curated endless scroll. All right, and then moving over to jobs. So this is our bread and butter, again, what we are most known for and one that we are constantly working to continue to expand. So I mentioned we have a couple hundred brands on the platform. We also have a couple hundred opportunities as well from amazing, amazing brands that champion creativity. And so they are all totally accessible through Creatively. We also have exclusive jobs once a month that only can be found on Creatively, so be sure to keep an eye out for those. But again, Creatively is entirely free for everyone to sign up and to be able to apply to these jobs. We have a couple different ways in which you can find the perfect role for you. We can funnel based on the location. So if you're looking for remote jobs, of course, right now with the pandemic, or you can search for specific cities, you can do that here. You can also search based on skills. So if I'm looking for a graphic design job, it's really easily shuffled and filtered here. And then you can also look based on type. So you can look for full-time opportunities, or if you're currently a student or a recent grad looking for an internship, you can also find part-time and freelance opportunities on Creatively. And of course, you can search for some of your favorite brands. And I recently have been searching a lot of CNN, so a lot of that is there. But just to show you guys an example of how you can funnel that through our jobs filter for CNN, all of the CNN jobs pop up here. All right, I'll pause and see if we have any questions. Or Greg, anything else you'd like to add in?
There's no questions yet, but I'd say, Lizzie, why don't you show a couple profiles that you think are stand out and then walk everyone through, what makes those profiles stand out. Our whole goal, everyone, is to help you find work. And that all starts with you setting up your profile and showing off your portfolio. And maybe Lizzie, if you want to show your profile or show others that you like and just walk them through the key components of that, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, that was actually exactly where I was heading to next. So I mentioned some of my past work experience and really wanted to show off some of my work here. So you can see this is my portfolio, and some of the key elements that recruiters are looking for is really seeing a robust and comprehensive portfolio that really tells like a cohesive story. And I think that's a best practice that we certainly recommend as you develop your portfolio, especially as recruiters are looking. So, for example, I have my headshot here, my name, my location. So I'm based in New York City, and as well as a brief bio here. And I think that one of the cool things about this bio is that it very much reflects my true personality. I really wanted to make sure that it was authentic to me and stood out a little bit. So I chose to use a strategic emoji here just to add some dazzle in, and also chose an adjective to describe myself, and actually asked a bunch of my friends how they would describe me. And that was the word that they settled on. Additionally, if a recruiter is looking for more information beyond just individual visual projects, I've also easily uploaded my resume here as a PDF. So in case people are interested in just seeing everything on paper, that's there, as well as the ability to create a digital resume. So this is actually a brand new feature we just launched. And I love this because it's really simple, really clean cut, and also very like eye-popping in many ways. I love that it's just, again, just really eye-catching, but you're able to list out exactly where you worked, as well as the skills that you've applied at that specific job. So at Creatively, this is what I'm using. And you're also able to add your education at the very bottom. And that's what I've done here for anyone who went to Michigan or is from there. Separately, I've also added my tags. So these are the three that really drive my experience across the platform. I'm an events producer, brand strategist, and creative strategist. And I strongly recommend that you just choose a couple that best describe your skill set and what you believe you can really showcase and highlight through your work. So you'll see throughout that I really try to show off projects that really bring these three disciplines to life, and to, again, tell a comprehensive story to recruiters. So you'll also see on the upper right a couple different numbers. So I have 11 projects throughout my portfolio. And we also have 12 collaborations, which I'll elaborate on in a little bit. And I also am following 146 different creatives. But you'll notice that there is no number here to indicate how many people are following me. And this was intentional. Our goal is really to, again, make this about the creative's work, and not necessarily about, say, a popularity contest or influencer culture. We really wanted it to be the work first. So currently, you can see, again, how many people I follow, but not how many people follow me.
Great.
Um,
And Lizzie, maybe I'll just jump in for 1 second,
yeah.
just give the perspective of like a hiring manager or an executive who's hired a lot of creatives. When you're on Creatively, everything you do starts with your profile. So that's how you're discovered. It's how you're seen. It's when you apply for jobs, whether they're full-time, part-time, freelance, internships, what recruiters will see when you apply. So a few things just to reinforce what Lizzie just mentioned. When you set up your profile, make sure you write a bio that captures what you do, like she has done here, and it's a great example. And when you join Creatively, choose 1, 2, or 3 disciplines to associate with your profile. Those things together really help you communicate what your disciplines are, what your skills are, and what you're looking to do. Most of the profile, as you can see here, and Lizzie's about to show you, is her portfolio of work. And we've tried to make it super easy for you all to show off your work in this portfolio area. But the one thing that I would say don't overlook is that traditional work experience, your resume. Even if you're just graduating now, make sure you take time to either upload your resume, or even better, enter the resume into your work experience into the platform. And we're hearing that from the 600 plus brands that are on Creatively is when they review your work and your portfolio, either because you've applied for a job or because they're interested in reaching out to you, they look at your work first. You know, our whole goal is to make it easy and enjoyable for them to look at your portfolio, but they want to see a resume and your work experience. So definitely take time to fill all that out before you apply for a job. And I'll hand it back to Lizzie, and she can kind of walk you through how she set up her portfolio and how it all, holds together with her bio and that work experience.
Thanks, Greg. I think something that also helps in terms of knowing, what else you can do to really make your profile stand out is this profile strength bar. It is only visible on your own personal portfolio. It's not visible to others, but it has some key check marks here to make sure you've hit some key milestones, filled out some information that, again, recruiters are looking for. So this is a really helpful tool as well that can help you make your profile really robust. So going into projects, I have 11 here, but I'm going to choose this Playboy one to show you guys really quickly. So when you click into a project tile on someone's portfolio, you're able to see their imagery or videos through this kind of carousel feature here. And again, high res, bright, really beautiful, not distorted at all. So that's something we're really proud of. And one of my favorite small but mighty features is the annotation tool. Oftentimes with the event world, people just think that you've done catering and floral work. So I just wanted to indicate what I did in terms of a creative strategy standpoint and give a lot more context as to the story that I was trying to tell through the experience. So I've added annotations throughout my portfolio to make sure that story was being told. And this is a great tool. You can add however many you'd like. I happen to have 2 on this one. So just as an example of some of the amazing features that we have that, again, can really add to what recruiters are seeing about you and your work. Additionally, another thing that I really love about Creatively is that you can actually drag and drop these images. So you don't have to do anything in chronological order or the way that you upload, like Instagram, for example. You can really make each project your own. And another feature as well, again, what Greg says is small and mighty, is the upper right here. You'll notice that there's a rectangle with a couple lines behind it. What that indicates is that this is actually a nested album. So I actually added in this image, but you can add however many images you would like to kind of go deeper and adding layers to your portfolio, which we know recruiters love to see. And I've also added a brief project description here along with dates, location, and one of the key features on Creatively is that you're able to tag collaborators. So as I'm sure you guys can tell with this event, it's certainly not just done by me. And oftentimes it's hard to really indicate what you've done and contributed to a project. So we have added in the feature to highlight who collaborated with you. So for example, I was the creative strategist on this event, but Caitlin Howe was the art director. And because she was already on Creatively, she had the ability to either add or decline having this added to her profile, and she has chosen to add it. So it's a nice shared opportunity to, again, give credit where it's due. And say if someone's not currently on the platform, I'm going to add my mother, Connie Mack. You can easily invite them here to join the platform and, again, claim credit for their work. You'll see as well that for the Playboy Playhouse, I did tag the brand Playboy. So just as an example briefly about a brand page, you can see that there's a description here about their mission and values, some really amazing projects that they've recently featured, as well as a separate tab about jobs and a means of contacting them. So brands that create projects here, it's actually really awesome because it shows the kind of talent they're ultimately trying to attract in terms of, oh, this aesthetic, or these are things that I would like to be a part of. It's a really great way to get to know a brand a little bit deeper than just text fields like on LinkedIn. So definitely be sure to check those out. But that is an example of a brand page. Going over to just some other creative profiles besides my own in terms of ones that we love and think really stand out to recruiters is one from Emmanuel Monsalve, who is a New York-based photographer. So again, you see that he's filled out his information. He has also written a very succinct bio that indicates his roots, what he's into in terms of his style for photography, and also some of his past clients and publications in which he's been published. He also kept it very succinct in terms of indicating just one discipline, photography, and that is what he does. And he's built a really beautiful eye-catching portfolio here of his work that he's really filled out with some of his fashion editorials that he's done. So his profile is great in terms of an example of one that's oriented based on the actual projects themselves. So similar to mine, just indicating again what pieces were what and getting a little deeper look into each project. Another approach that you can take to create your portfolio is using a mosaic approach. So you'll see that for Galen Hooks, who is an award-winning choreographer and dancer, that we have actually gone with a single image as the mosaic. And so once you click in, you're able to see a bit more of her work. She has a lot of videos, of course, doing directing work and dance. So all of those are listed here with, again, a little brief project description, but that's another approach that we also really love. And after I'm done kind of giving the demo, I'm happy to send out a Figma template. If you guys would like to toss in an image and create a mosaic of your own, we can easily be able to create those for you to add to your own profile. All right. Are there any other questions at the moment?
No questions at the moment, but I think before we run out of time, maybe move over and just show folks like the jobs section again. Our whole goal is to help everyone find work. So it might be valuable to walk everyone through that one more time, Lizzie, and anything else that you want to cover.
Yeah, sounds great. So again, this is our jobs tab, and we do post the newest jobs up top. So know that we're constantly adding to this every day as much as we can. But you can also see on these cards the location, and in the lower right, being able to see the kind of work that they are, or the type of job that they are looking to fill. So just as an example for HBO Max, again, just looking into the UX writer role, you can see that they're looking for a full-time employee in Los Angeles, and the creative skills are often tagged in terms of what they're looking for. So UX designers can easily, again, funnel this job in terms of their expertise. We have nice descriptions here, the essentials, roles and responsibilities, and some requirements. And it's just as easy as hitting the apply button here to immediately apply. And you can also reach out to the brands with any questions that you may have about the role or the opportunity.
Great. And then I know that we wanted to go over impact by the CFDA also. So maybe if Lizzie, if you don't mind, kind of scrolling through why I showcased that, because this is of particular note. So we partnered with the CFDA to create and launch Impact just a month ago. And as Lizzie mentioned kind of at the top, the whole goal of Impact is to help Black and Brown creatives and professionals in the fashion industry be discovered, be seen, and find work. And again, there are full-time, part-time, freelance internships, all available via Impact and on Creatively. The key is that they're all paying opportunities. One of the things that Creatively is that we don't believe in doing work for free. So all the opportunities on the platform are paying. And then when you come to Impact, a large portion of it is educational, but there are a couple different ways to engage and get involved. You can obviously read about Impact. in that first panel. But the middle panel, Join Impact, this allows you to join a talent directory on Creatively for Black and Brown creatives and professionals. If you click that middle panel like Lizzie's just done, you can simply opt in with one click of the button. Once you opt in and hit, go ahead, Lizzie, and you can do it. Hit OK, then you enter your email. And if you enter your email and you have a Creatively profile, we add your profile to a talent directory. If we go back to the Impact section of Creatively, what you'll see is on that main page, there's now a talent directory of nearly 1,000 Black and Brown creatives who we're showcasing to help them find work and help brands discover them more easily. And we don't need to go to the Discover section of Creatively, but on that section, there's a whole area as well of showcasing the Impact Talent Directory. And then if you navigate to the Jobs tab of Impact, like Lizzie just did, you can see all the opportunities available from all the brands who have joined Impact. And again, these opportunities are freelance, full-time, part-time internships. They're entry level, they're executive level, they're remote. Some have, locations, but literally dozens and dozens of jobs here, and we add to them every day that you can find by going to either the Impact section of Creatively or by going to the jobs board on Creatively. So we just encourage you to not only check out Creatively, set up your profile and your portfolio so you can apply for these opportunities here. It's all entirely free, but check Impact regularly if you're want to join the talent directory or look at the jobs being spotlighted here. And I see we don't have any questions yet. So just wanted to prompt anyone who's still on to drop a question. We're happy to answer any questions at all that you may have. You can also reach out to Lizzie and I and the whole team at feedback@creatively.life, and I'll drop that in to the chat as well. But I'll hand it back to Lizzie, and she can show you the Creatively section on Creatively too, which is just how-to. So if you don't remember anything from the prezzo that Lizzie did today, one of the best things to do is to just go to Creatively's own profile and Creatively. I'll let Lizzie walk you through this really quick.
Thanks, Greg. So yeah, as Greg mentioned, we do have a really comprehensive Creatively page. It has how-tos and videos. For example, if you don't remember how to add annotations, we go step by step, and also have videos as well to easily share that information with you guys so that you can really, again, make your portfolio custom to you. And we also have just some key information about how to find jobs, nested albums, finding creatives. And you're also, of course, we welcome any feedback. So I dropped the feedback@creatively.life email within the chat, but you also can contact us through the platform. That's one of the other key features of the platform, is being able to reach out to brands or to fellow creatives easily and right away. And another thing I also wanted to share is about Creatively classes. So these are a series of free monthly virtual workshops that are live through Zoom webinar. So similar to this, where it's a live person, not a recording, you can ask questions. We always work to curate some of the most amazing industry-leading creatives to lead these classes. So whether that's learning how to build a brand with Kid Super, or learning draping with Zach Posen, we really work hard to make sure these classes are accessible to everyone. So again, they're completely free. They happen monthly. And we look forward to announcing the ones for April. We also have a YouTube channel as well that I'll drop into the chat, where you guys are able to see all the past classes, if any of these past topics interest you at all, but definitely keep an eye out for these. And of course, all of our announcements are available on our Instagram. So if you guys don't follow us, you can do so at Hello Creatively. And here you're able to find inspiration again, see some artist spotlights, but also learn about new jobs that we're featuring and highlighting, and also learn more about some of the new features that we have going on. So definitely check that out for more in terms of classes announcements and key features.
Thanks, Lizzie. I just wanted to thank everyone again for spending this time with us. Just to kind of hit back on some key things Lizzie mentioned, Creatively is entirely free. Our entire reason for being is to help everyone find jobs. So we're here if you need any help. As Lizzie mentioned, there's 600 plus brands on Creatively who are looking to engage with you all, who are looking to um, hire you for full-time, part-time, freelance, and internships. All you need to do is set up a portfolio and a profile, and we'd be happy to help you do that. If you have any questions as you go. And Lizzie just dropped into the chat. We're at creatively.life on the web, and you can find us in the Apple store as well. And then if you want to follow us on Instagram, we're at Hello Creatively. But don't be shy about reaching out. Didn't get a lot of questions today, which is rare for us. But if you have questions and you want to reach out to us directly, again, we're at feedback@creatively.life. I'll hand it back to Lizzie.
Yeah, Greg, I think you said it all. Thank you guys so much for learning more about Creatively. We look forward to seeing you in the community. And thanks again.